Hey guys, it's Henry and Nelson, and we're the Flat 6 Media guys. We're back with one of the most coveted and mysterious cars you may not even know existed, the Audi RS6.
Part 3, the C7.
If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe and click the bell.
So now let's get into the third gen C7 RS6. This car ran from 2013 through 2018, only to be replaced by the new and up and coming 2020-2021 RS6 Avant, the one that's actually made it to the States. With the C7 model, Audi went and took the RS6 from a 10-cylinder vehicle down to an 8-cylinder bi-turbo engine in a brand new 4.0 liter V8. Now in the base model, you got 552 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. Had a 0 to 60 time of 3.4 seconds with a top governed speed of 155 miles per hour. However, to get things a little bit more interesting, in 2016, Audi released the 2016 Performance model, and that one came in with 597 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. Its 0 to 60 time was 3.5 seconds, and if you added the optional dynamic ride control package, you could take that speed all the way up to 190 miles per hour. Now, we never got the C7 RS6 here in the States. The closest we got to it was the RS7 Performance, and that one was also a beautiful car. The thing is, it was not as practical and very flashy. Now, what changed from the C6 to the C7 was we lost 20 horsepower because we also lost 2 cylinders. However, we also lost 165 pounds because of those 2-cylinder drop. What that did is it changed the power to weight ratio, and it still gave us a faster, more capable car than the C6 was. Now the exterior. The RS6 came with brand new 21 cast aluminum wheels and 10 body colors with an array of many other custom colors that you could have selected from. The RS6 Avant lines were incredibly aggressive, and it gave it a very serious and menacing look on the road. What it ultimately also did is it commanded presence whenever you saw it. Now Audi's designers enhanced the standard A6 lines with a deep, close ground front bumper, huge flared reel arches, and 20-inch alloy wheels. Even with the more understated paintwork, it demanded serious attention. It had a crease that ran from behind the headlights and followed the shallow window line to the rear, giving the body a more menacing look. Meanwhile, at the rear, you had a pair of fat oval RS tailpipes that were synonymous with the RS badge. With the C7, what Audi was starting to do was shake off the sleeper appeal with more in-your-face aesthetics. And it did what it could to make sure that you remembered it. It made sure that you knew what it was even in the dark. From its super distinctive and innovative lighting design, the light signature had a cool running light design that was also reflected in the tail lamps. The LED indicator swept from the inside out, indicating which direction you wanted to go, instead of the boring blinking cars that we're still using today. Now, the interior, just like the exterior, was amazing. Like the exterior styling, the interior styling was on point. Continuing from its older brother, the C6, it came with high-quality materials that covered the dashboard and doors. You sat low in Audi's deep bucket seats, while the dash wrapped around with a sweeping profile that incorporated a cool pop-out screen and a lowered down to the center console. The climate controls, although they were kind of awkward at first, but they were right at home when you needed them. Now with the RS6 Performance, you got a few subtle styling upgrades. On the outside, the silver trim is colored with a matte titanium gray, while an exclusive 21-inch wheel design was standard. You also got privacy glass as a standard and quilted honeycomb leather seats. All the controls felt solid and expensive. As many said, it felt as if Audi turned every screw in this car a half turn more to make sure that it was all solid and properly secure. Now, while touches like the RS dials, the aluminum pedals, the extra carbon fiber trim details, and even diamond stitching gave the interior a very sporty look. But for the 100,000 plus price tag, Audi gave you LED headlights, cruise control, navigation, as well as heated seats. Those were all standard. But things like the reverse camera and even push to start ignition, they were all optional. Even my 2013 Nissan Altima came with push to start standard. Now the standard sound system on the RS6 was the Bose sound system, and that is definitely respected and a great quality speaker. However, if you wanted to indulge yourself or even spoil yourself with the very respected yet highly unpractical and very unnecessary Bang & Olufsen sound system, you could very well do that. Truth is, you could option this car up anywhere up to 20,000 quid. Now I say quid because we never got this car in the States, so dollars need not apply. Now for the drive, this car cornered like a beast. At 4,300 pounds, it threw its weight around effortlessly, making it look too easy with just a little bit of body roll. Now what allowed it to do that was Audi's torque vectoring capability via its Quattro all-wheel drive system. Now what it did is it put the power down where it needed it, so you could apply 100% of the power to one wheel, while it also provided brake control, making sure that any turn that you try to take hairpin, wide, or just a tight turn, the car was always level and against the ground. It always felt planted and secure as you drove. Now, by doing that, what it did is it made you feel confident that anything that you threw at this vehicle, it could handle and that you would be able to control it. It also provided a slight bit of oversteer, which is not a bad thing, honestly. The truth is that understeer is definitely more of a danger than oversteer. You can dial oversteer back, you can't get more steer from an understeer limitation. Now the appeal to a car like this is that the RS6 was still a cruiser at its core. You could take this car down a straightaway, any tight turns, and it would handle it with no problem. But at the same time, you could also drive for hours with its nice comfortable seats, its nice soft and cushy air suspension, and do those drives without feeling any kind of fatigue.